So welcome to the video. This is a post video making dyno here. I'm cutting in ahead because I have a couple messages that I'd like to share with you guys before we get into this video itself. You're getting a sneak peek of the build that we're working on in this episode right now. So first off, I would like to apologize ahead of time about the audio that's in this video. I have since this video, near the end of the video, I decided to switch from Streamlabs to OBS because it was recommended and it's just better overall. At least from what I've seen so far, OBS is just a better recording software. And the reason the audio is all messed up is because I didn't notice there was an issue with the microphone input settings, and it was just a mess. Secondly, I would like to apologize on how long it took me to make this video. I estimated this build at a month. Here we are 2.5 months later, and it's finished now. Thank goodness. But it took a month and a half longer than I said it would, and I haven't posted anything in the meantime, and it's just, it's annoying to me, it's annoying to you, I'm sure. And I'm sorry that it took me so long, but I finished the build, and we'll be doing something else. So, anyway, speaking of that, moving forward, for videos moving forward, I'm going to be taking more of a ForageCraft recap sort of approach. So we're going to be working on a bunch of projects simultaneously, jumping around what inspires me, and we'll be recording clips on what we do in each of those builds. And we'll be doing that, and we'll compile whatever clips we have from each week into a video, and we'll post that. And whenever we finish a build, like what we have here, we'll do something that I'm going to do at the end and in a video that's going to be posted relatively soon on my channel. I think it should be posted in maybe an hour from now or so, at least from when this video went up. So we're going to be doing a sort of musical montage fly around in spectator mode of each of the builds themselves, which is going to be fun, and we'll be doing that for each build, and then you can take a closer look at each of the finished builds without having to listen to me ramble on and on about them, and then you can build them yourself if you want to do that, or just appreciate them separately. But the videos are more for it's more of a ForageCraft style thing. We'll be doing montages to go with it, just to sort of have it, give it a little bit of a flair, a little difference, from the normal videos. Another thing, I'm hoping to start up doing weekly streams. We're going to be doing sort of hopeful. I'm not sure on what days or who's going to be joining me, but I'm hoping, at least not on a regular basis yet, I'm hoping to do some sort of general mining and resource gathering streams, where we're going to be collecting sand or mining underground, and it'll be turned into sort of a podcast sort of hangout session where you guys can join in the chat, or and we can just chat about whatever we want, have deep intellectual conversations or funny conversations, whatever we're feeling at the time. I'm not set on the date. We might do multiple a week, we might skip a week. I don't know on the details on that yet, but I'm planning on doing one a week where we sit for between 1 and 3 hours down and mine and collect sand and stuff, just to clear area for future builds, as well as to collect resources for future builds. And then I already mentioned that I have a little note card here talking about what I'm talking about here. So I have an outline. So we're skipping past that one because I already talked about that. So speaking of the weekly review videos, so because I've spent so much time on this and I haven't taken the time to plan, I've planned out plenty of builds, I just haven't planned them out. I haven't put down a block outline, stone bricks somewhere in the ground, just to give me an idea of where I want these things. So I need to spend the first week, 2 weeks from now basically, to do some planning, if that makes sense. We're gonna have a pretty large video after that of like all of the different builds that I may be working on in the future, like the grand like vision sort of ideas in my brain that we'll be working on and posting, like we'll be building as the time moves forward. But for that to work, I need to have something there to start with, just so I know what's what and have like an actual like plan laid out in place. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So you won't see any videos per se from me for the next 2 weeks. We'll definitely be streaming. Like I should be getting my first stream or so out at some point between there, maybe 2. We'll see between then. Anyway, yeah, all that to say, we're making changes. I'm sorry about how this video like sort of like messed up, and it's just, yeah. I really enjoyed building the build, even though it took forever. We're making change. We're taking steps to fix it, and hope you don't hold it against me. But yeah, all that to say, let's catch up with past me, so we can get into the start of this build itself, and then you can watch the whole process, and then you can enjoy the montage at the end. So, anyway, I will catch you guys at the end of the video and in the future videos. So, I'll turn it over to past me now.
Okay, welcome everyone to this episode of ForageCraft. So, in this episode, like I mentioned in the last episode, we're going to be building a large bit of terrain that I was planning on doing on another world, but I decided to put here because that world no longer exists. So, so you may remember the large statue from ForageCraft if you watched those videos. You don't have to though. I'm gonna be, since I spent a lot of time in a separate world building that statue in survival mode, like 4 weeks or so, I don't want to spend all that time doing it again because it's all resources I already have, and it's like I already spent the time on it. So I'm gonna spend, I'm gonna paste the guy in here and bring you guys back when I have him pasted in, because I'm thinking of having him here. So if you like look at the map, you see the area in the bottom left hand corner. I'm gonna eventually put an iceberg station there that's going off to the east, going past this location, which I'm currently looking south from. We're gonna have the statue sticking out, kind of sitting in the water with his feet there and just sort of existing really pretty epically. We're gonna have him in the water here and just sort of existing, and we're gonna have a bunch of terrain around him because he was too big for wherever I was gonna put him before, and he looks pretty nice. So I'm gonna paste him in, bring you guys back, show you him. Then I'm going to make some alterations that I was thinking of doing because I want to do some better texturing and just sort of making him look a little more unique, I guess. And then we'll get to actually working on the terrain around him. So, first and foremost, I will bring you guys back in a second when I have him pasted in. Okay, so welcome back. So, I have finished pasting in the stone giant, which, as you can see on the map, is very, very large. And I think it looks pretty half decent as is, though it does need some proper lighting, which I'm going to be working on. So I'm just going to give you a general fly around. Its feet are down at the sea floor currently, and it extends up all the way to the, like, quite a ways up. We're not near our build height limit yet. Which you can see there, yeah, we're 218. We got about 100 blocks to go, but that's perfectly fine here. So, here's what I'm kind of thinking. So, I want to make sure this thing is completely safe to walk on. I want to make sure it's well lit up. I want to retexture it because it looks okay as is, but it's also like really gray on the map, and I want to fix that. I want to change it so it looks a little better, make it less dark. And fit in a little better with all that. Clean up the edges around here, get rid of the copper, because obviously that was what I used to mark it. Because it was this is a huge structure, and it took was just too laggy to load in all at once, so I had to do it like this. And I wanted to make sure I got it all in the right size increments when I was copying it. So we have this over here, and I'm going to work on texturing it somewhat similar to how I did the rocks at the raid farm, the floating rocks. We'll be putting in some of those later on too. But for now, my goal here is to texture him, give him a new like color look sort of thing, make sure he's lit up with whatever lights I want to go with, probably shroom lights or something along those lines in there, or candles. And I want to make sure he is, I want to build the sort of wireframe of the terrain that I want to have around him in, so I have that as a frame of reference for this, so that I can just sort of have that, make sure he fits in, and then when I have all of that complete, which is going to take me a while, I'll bring you guys back, and we will, and I'll show you what I've got, and hopefully he'll look a little more than just a little gray blob on the map. So, I will catch you guys in a minute.
A new sunrise. We're back. It's been a little while, a couple weeks. It's now January, so we're back with the new skin, and I have my new computer with updated texture packs and stuff, so the enchants are less obnoxious. It's been quite a while since I've been working, and so far, this looks a lot better than it did. I have collected quite a bit of stuff. I got these tridents here. I enchanted this one that I got a while ago. This one I got recently, and I'm going to enchant it with the Riptide enchant. I got 14 shells and 41 ingots, and that's just for me when I dropped down a couple times. Like, there's still so much I could get with this. But anyway, we got quite a bit of stuff done here. I have done the majority of the front, like actually pretty much all the front. I did a little bit of the sides. I did none of the back, because that's going to be most likely going to be underground, and I was like, I don't need to do that if I'm just going to fill it in, because that's what I'm hoping to do. And we got like the sides and the arms and stuff, and they're quite a bit bigger, nice looking, and all lit up and everything, though I haven't done any of the nice texturing that I'm hoping to do, which I'm going to wait until I get the mountain itself built in the next bit. I have done, I'm going to land here, I have done a little bit of thinking, about what I want to do for my build, just sort of like the structures and things. So I'm thinking of sort of turning it into an archipelago with a similar style that I was thinking, with the floating rocks, sea stacks, that sort of thing. So it's going to be like a floating island, wide rivers in between. I'm still getting used to the F5 keys on here. But anyway, we're going to be building a large mountain here, and because I don't just want to fill this in, because that would be a lot of block placing, and this is sort of the idea that I was kind of toying around with for shape, sort of shaped, but I think I'm going to go up a little higher and just sort of cover it up on top here. We'll build it up. I'm going to build a mob farm in here. We're going to be putting in a mob farm with its auto collection system down here, just because I just can't deal with a structure that doesn't have a real purpose. We're going to be putting in a mob farm so that I can have a reason to come over here, and it's going to be fun. And I will get to work on filling this in, collecting the sand and stuff, filling the mountain in, building the mob farm itself, which is pretty simple. I haven't decided on a specific design yet, but I think I'm going to go with a general, just like redstone timer connected to water that's going to push the mobs into a drop chute, which is going to kill them on the fireplaces, and then it'll be auto-sorted into the system itself, which I think will be very good. In any case, we're going to have sort of like a small village up here, I think 3 or so Viking-style houses with a Viking ship on the side, and we're going to build it all the way down and build a river around it, and some sea stacks as well, which will be fun. I think I'm going to get rid of that because that was my thought before, because I wanted to connect it up around, and it just seems like this, yeah, I don't know. We're gonna do a little bit of work on the terraining. I think I'm just gonna make, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're gonna be doing some the texturing on the ends of the limbs, the arms, the legs. I'm gonna do like a black to gray sort of fade from the feet and the fingers all the way to the main body, just so we have something, because those are going to be the spots where it's going to be connected most of the time. So we'll have that, and then we'll have the rest connected up to the mountain, which is going to be fun. And we got the head, which just took quite a long time, but I believe it's almost perfectly symmetrical, almost. But I made a few adjustments to the head. I had to like move the whole thing out and make it bigger. Anyway, I think I might do something fun with the eyes, but I kind of like the dark sort of like look of that, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work on collecting the sand back there, building the base of the mountain, and then we'll get this trident enchanted here, and then I will bring you guys back when I have all of that done. So I will catch you guys in probably a few days.
Okay, so we're back. It has been quite a bit longer than I expected to do. We have our collection area in here, collected quite a bit with the inefficiencies. So I have not done too much of like none at all lighting up the terrain itself. I added the river around, which I put kelp, seagrass, and the sea pickles to light it up. As you can see the ground. I did some gradients on the end of the limbs, the black stone all the way to the top at the end, up the edge here. All that, I decided to remove this area of desert, so I just went in the ocean, some more sea stacks, just to build a little more thing. I'm going to work on the sea stacks in a little bit, so we got quite a bit of built like actual mountain here, and all this is solid. And once it's all up, this farm should be insanely productive. There are like no spawns anywhere near this entire mountain here, which is nice. And I put in some like small markers, these wooden paths to go around when we put in some structures. All the way up top. Got some specific buildings that I want to put in here that I think would be nice. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to be working on building in the floating rocks and the sea stacks, which are coming next. Those next. Getting the last little bit of the terrain in on this build itself, which will be fun. First, it's nighttime and raining, but I think it looks pretty nice. Like, just imagine coming up on this in a boat and you can't even see the top because it's just so high up. It's ridiculous. And I got, so since we last, I got 2 more tridents. I sold one to another player on the server, and I have another one that I'm just keeping because he didn't want that one as well. But anyway, I think it looks pretty good. As we go here, we're going to use candles to light up the main area, but I was waiting until I had the trees in before I do that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and work on the sea stacks and the floating rocks now. And yeah, I will catch you guys in a little bit. It might take, I don't know how long it'll take me to do this specifically, but we'll get it done, and I will bring you back. So, I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Okay, so welcome back. So, I have finished up the sea stacks and the floating rocks. Some of them still have a few bit of vine growing to do, but what we have here, apparently I've fallen between my fingers.
Well, anyway, what we have up here is I built a sort of lava core floating rock above the hand because I thought that would work well. We have a bunch of sea stacks over here on top of all the pillars that I had cleared out in the last clip with a connector with some vines. I left out most of the foliage on the sea stacks themselves just simply because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with them until I was working on the trees and other foliage on the main island. But we got them all over the entire build. I left it a little thin on the edges intentionally so that when I build the next island next door, I have space to work with it. And like most of these islands will not be this tall. This is literally insane. But what we have here is all this, and up here in this one, I have an AFK fisher because I mean it's a mob farm, you need to AFK at some point. And I figured getting as far away promotes the most spawns as possible while still being in range. So it's in this little rock in here. I have a collection system with a fishing pole. Up here, I just cleared out some of the junk that was piling up, and I don't need that in there, so I didn't care. Besides, we're collecting that stuff down in the main build anyway. So, I'm just gonna fire them. There's a little bit of snow on some of these on the edge because it's close to an extreme hills and an ice. The frozen ocean biome. So, yeah. We got all this fun stuff, and this took quite a while. Next, what we're going to be working on is I'm going to take a little break from some of the natural building portion of this large build and work on some of the human aspects like the bridges, the houses, like getting an actual way up, the dock, the boat. I think I'm going to leave the airship that I was planning for a later episode, or airships maybe. The airship that I'm going to be putting over here, it's off the edge. I might leave that for a smaller, shorter episode. Just because that might be more fun to have as a separate thing, and it's not technically necessary for this build itself. So, what we're going to work on now is work on the houses and the builds that are necessary for this build itself, and then once I have that done, I'll bring you guys back, show you the interior of the houses and all of that fun stuff, and yeah, and so I guess I will catch you guys in a second when I have all of the houses complete.
Okay, so welcome back. So it has been quite a while, but I've enjoyed having the change of pace from doing all the natural, organic style building, but we're done with as much as I can do with the human part as for now. I might make a couple small additions, but before we get to that, I thought I'd mention, so because I noticed a whole bunch of polar bears were just spawning, I decided to grab a bunch of them and sort of capture them on these couple of minecart tracks. Still more. Anyway, so we're gonna start down here underneath the feet of the giant, and around here we got a couple like simple docks with some things. Oh, that's what I forgot. I need to put in some trapdoors to mix up the flooring on that, just to get a little more rickety feel. But what I have here is kind of like a mixture of slabs, trapdoors, and fireplaces. Campfires, that's what we call it. Just to give it a little bit of a rickety feel, and I think it does a pretty good job of that. Just for that sort of thing, we go up. We got a little bit of supports going around on here. It's designed to feel very rickety and stuff, and we don't talk about how I got those heads. We got them, and we have them scattered around just to give it a little bit of flair for the areas that might not be safe for villagers to wander, and where I don't want them wandering yet, or ever. Anyway, down here we have a raft, which I have 3 more of them over here, which is really simple, like it's a shipping raft. I haven't put anything in any of the barrels that are around. it's just a lot of extra effort that I don't want to do. We got another dock around here. This is more for the offloading. That's just sort of like a temporary station that I thought would be nice as a storage depot. Over here we have a Viking ship, which I have 3 more built around. It's a pretty simple design. Because of the way the terrain works, I decided to go with a special mast, which, if you can kind of guess what I'm going for here, it's a rotating mast. You kick out the bottom edge there, it rotates down so you can lower the mast if you need to get under something that's a little tall, a little shorter than the mast itself, which I think is a neat feature. Give you a little bit of a better view of it when we get up on top, but for now, what we have here is pretty good, I think. It's a little closer than I'd probably like to the dock, but I think it works. We come around here. I'll give you a more in-depth walk around later in the video because I have a special idea that I want to try out and see how it works. We got paths going up with nice supports that are both, oh boy, trident. 5th. That's unfortunate, but whatever. Let's get back out of the water. And we got supports that are both fences and sort of like slab going out, just to give it a little more like a mixture, because you can't do that all the way around, otherwise you'd be going all the way down into the water, and I don't want that. So I mixed in some slabs just to give it a little bit of a difference. Some of the spots I couldn't do all of the, I don't know what's it called. I couldn't mix in campfires because they wouldn't fit well. It would just not fit in too nicely because campfires, they're not half slabs, so they can't be put around on both. But we got a long ways up here, and I think it looks pretty nice. Very rickety feeling, and that was sort of the idea. Like, if you needed to collapse it, you could very easily. And that was sort of the whole point. It's not supposed to carry heavy vehicles or any of that sort of thing, which is part of the defense structure of this Viking-esque settlement. Oh, I forgot to show you guys something that I built over at the end, which we flew right past. All the way back around here. Server's a little laggy right now. Up here we have sort of a security checkpoint, which I have these Vindicator heads on, which we have, and more boxes and that sort of thing. And then they have to pass through here if they want to bring their goods or themselves up, and storage of things that might be contraband on this island specifically. Let's head up. We're gonna go up the way you're supposed to and not go that way. Let's resume where we were. So we're back over here now. Walking up, and I'm gonna hopefully not aggro that creeper that I saw. Just go. I left some gaps intentionally because I want to have some foliage going around, and it felt more natural that way. I want to put some nice foliage under there as well. We're gonna do that in a minute, but for now we come up here. We'll give you a walk around the village. So here is a dock, which is going to be for like blimps specifically, like that sort of thing. They can mount it to this, and they can have floating up there and unload their stuff right here. We come up here, and this is more for like true airships, like one like a blimp. I don't know. Those are for the balloon ones. These are for the big ones that are a ship underneath the balloon, which is what I'm going to build in a later episode, which I mentioned at the end here. Got a couple more of the guys. So since I haven't lit up too much of the main area, it was kind of annoying to have to fight all the monsters, but anyway, whatever. So I captured I did that intentionally so I could get some zombie villagers to spawn, because I want to have this village populated and I don't want to bother going to fetch them. So I grabbed a couple. There's at least one in each house. They're assigned profession, captured in a boat, which is pretty nice, I think. We got this one is the farm one because there's a farm around here, and I thought it would be nice to have that going. A little bit of nice furniture down here. I used invisible item frames around, which I traded with the admin shop. Just because it's like, it just looks better than normal item frames. It's nice. And these are on the inside because I wanted to make sure zombies couldn't break them while I was building inside, and it would be annoying. Over here we have this one over here, this house, which I think looks pretty nice. With a librarian to be captured. We come upstairs, we got a little bit of a simple office area. And we go down here, and a lot of books and storage and stuff, and a cozy little fireplace. The door opens back here. And then we come down this way here. And this, I'm probably going to pause the recording in a minute because it's becoming nighttime and I don't want to deal with that, and I left my bed away. So I'm just going to resume when it's daytime just because I don't want to have to deal with fighting while I'm recording. So I don't want to have anything blow up. And down here we got an access to the leg, which I wanted to have access to because it's like such a scenic view from the knee, and I thought it would be nice to have. So, like you can just sort of like see everything from the kneecap, and it's just so nice. Just like look at this view, and I thought, what better way to enjoy it than to be able to come down here? So I guess I will catch you guys in a second when it's daytime again. And we're back over here. I just slept, and we're all good. So I'm just gonna carry the sword with me in hand just in case something had spawned. We got 2 houses so far. So the zombie villager is distracting, and I really want to cure them, but I was waiting until I got the lighting in. Over here I have a bell, because, like, I mean, why would you not have a town without a bell? But, just because, like, yes. And I figured that would be a nice spot, and it just felt right. Because this is sort of like town square sort of thing. Like, it's just where you kind of go, or if you want to, like, this is the center of everything, sort of. And then come over here, this is sort of a windmill house that's just sort of there. A shepherd in here, as well as a butcher. Let's see if I can get it. I can't get it. Can't really get it around him. Let's see. Okay, I'm up here. Got simple office beds on top. I think that was a nice way to hide him away. Just sort of like getting their spawns in. So that, some paintings to break up the monotony of the walls, but I think it looks pretty nice anyway. Even without that, let's take up all the way to the top. And up here we have a simple, just sort of balcony with some light plantage around the edge. No furniture. It's a little small for that, and it's there's only so many blocks you can put in an area. And then let's head down. Let's just jump off and head down past. Around here, we have I believe it was a weaponsmith or armorsmith, whichever one goes to the last furnace. Here I caught a big one, so I'm gonna have to leave him in the boat until he goes up. Just because I want to be extra careful with him. This is a simple living area up here. And then we have him sitting on top of sort of like a smoking room, literally. So we have a whole bunch of meat sitting up here. It's sort of existing here, and it's just nice. A nice vibe, aromatherapy sort of thing. Meat smell everywhere. And we go over here, and we have our 2 other ships. I'll show you the 4th one when we're done up here, but for now we have one that's sort of in storage. You can take the mask off, and I have it sort of stored here, as well as the shields stored in this little barrel here. Over here we have a couple of cranes that are designed to raise and lower the ship. It's kind of iffy on the connections, but I think it looks pretty good. just sort of raise and lower all the way to the water surface, which I was careful to make sure to leave space for this because I was very much wanting to have this sort of thing on this build, and I think it came out pretty nice. This was the first one I built because I was like, I want to build this one first, and then I want to plan it and figure it out, and then we did the other ones around based off this one. So, anyway, let's run back around over here. I'm planning on leaving most of this area is going to be covered in trees and that sort of foliage, which I'm going to do in a little bit when we're done. This is just first tour of the village that I have. It's unnerving and distracting. We have a bridge going over the river here. We have sort of like a gazebo sort of thing for capture the flag for kids if there are ever kids in this village. That sort of idea. Over here we have the last real house. I think it's right here. Yeah, we have another librarian. His sort of abode up here. It's pretty nice. Got a glass roof. It was pretty nice. Sleeping area is kind of iffy, but nice balcony as well. More glass. We go down again, and we have a back porch leading like to the beachfront property, I guess. You could call that a beach. Anyway, we go down here, library, storage, that sort of thing, and then a seating and chilling area. Come out. Around the path comes around underneath the balcony out here, and we'll go over here, and it's just sort of like general sitting area. It's like, who wouldn't want to come out here just to exist and chill, have a nice quiet reading bench area sort of thing. For those of us who are not super social. And down here we have the last building that I built, which is the storehouse. This is we're currently in a room that's sort of like what do you call it? Like a preserving room, which is designed to be at a colder temperature to keep moisture out and prevent mold and that sort of thing from coming in. On that side of the room we have another one over here. He's a Fletcher. Whole bunch of crates, and this is wide frames and stuff around here. This is another airship dock, which I may or may not build an airship on. I don't think so, but I may. And then we come down here, stairs, a little more storage down here with some foliage. I'm gonna fill this out later, greenery, but I did some of that area back there. Spread it out a little bit. These wide frames look amazing on top of chests with blocks. Like, it just really works, and it's just amazing. Anyway, and then we have, So, that is all of the buildings themselves. I took inspiration from, I believe it was Pearlescent Moon's, one of her builds. So I took her inspiration from that for this. I changed up some of the blockouts, but the general idea is very similar with a windmill. Anyway, I believe I've covered everything except for the boat, which is down here. Okay, so down here the boat. So the nice part about most of these rivers is they're not in a river biome, so like nothing spawns in them except for some stretches that are drowned and stuff. So I didn't want to leave any normal villagers in here because they would definitely be corrupted and then either burn or turn into drowned, and I don't want to deal with that. So I just put in some fake villagers. These are supposed to be oars and that sort of thing. They could also be used as gangplanks, that sort of thing. And we have the red and green sail, which I think looks pretty nice. Going up here, the masthead, or the boat head, around, and yeah, you can get a pretty decent look at it. The only annoyance is that it does that sort of thing on the bottom. The general lighting of it is okay, but it's pretty good, I think. we should be seeing a few more Viking ships around the rest of the areas that I'm going to be building as time goes on. But anyway, so, we're gonna move on from here. I'm gonna cut again, and I will bring you guys back when I have a bunch of the greenery. I'm just gonna cut out all the differences, like the trees, the rocks, the bushes, the grass, that sort of thing, and just do all of that garbo at once, and then we'll have all that done, and I'll bring you guys back to show you the trees, and then we'll get to the fun thing that I'm hoping to do at the end. So, I will catch you guys in a second when I have the trees complete.
Okay, so we're back, and I have finished the build now. So I'm gonna do a general fly around. I have some extra rockets here because it might take a minute. I'm just gonna give you a basic general look around, and then we'll do something fun, which I was planning on doing later. I'm gonna do a cinematic camera shot through in spectator mode. So that's gonna be fun. So, I believe since last time, we have a bunch of trees. It's been a minute, but we have a bunch of trees, flowers, and bushes added all throughout the sea stacks, as well as the main island. I did not put any on the floating rocks, because that would have been overkill, and I think it wouldn't have fit nearly as well as it does. And I think it really brings it to life, having the trees and all the flowers. I built the trees first, and I felt like the trees, they enhanced it very much, but the flowers and the bushes, they just make it so much more alive than it was before. It just sort of felt barren, but now that I have all the flowers and the grass and all of that fun stuff around, it just feels so much more alive, and it's just so much better. I spawned in I built a couple of iron golems and put them around here, just to give it a little bit of defense, just in case I missed anywhere. Because I noticed the villager that lives in this house, for some reason, I caught him swimming down in the water ages ago, and I don't know where he keeps going, but he might just be suicide diving off the mountain, and I'm just like, okay, if he wants to die, he can just die. And he can just go ahead and leave if that's what he wants. But I guess it might just have something to do with the proximity to the cliff here and the waterfall for that house. But who am I to judge his decisions? But the other ones have been sticking around mostly. I named them just to be absolutely certain, because a couple of them had vanished and I wasn't sure. So I found most of them. The ones that I didn't, I grabbed some new villagers and cured them and put them in their correct profession and traded with them so that they were settled. We got all that back, and we got all of the plants, the trees and stuff, and all that fun stuff going on here. All of the trees, bushes, the grass, and it's just, it's such a vibe. It feels so calm and peaceful, and I had to get so many ferns and azure bluets and the white tulips. Luckily, I had both of the flowers farmed at my flower farms, but the ferns, I spent ages with bone mealing ferns and big ferns, and then shearing the ferns. And I set up a bone meal farm, so it would just spam a fern. So then it was just holding shears one hand, ferns in the other, place breaking them. Because if you break a big one with the shears, you get two small ones. So I was getting more than I had needed to build, get more and more. So I just grabbed a whole bunch of the small ones, stacks and stacks. There are a lot of them. I tried to sparse them out a lot, but there are still well over 10 stacks of these scattered around, and it was a pain. And anyway, so you did go down the waterfall. Okay. I'm not gonna bother trying to rescue him. He can get out of there when he wants to, if he decides to. In any case, walking around and just it enhances the skin of the giant too, which is such a nice thing. Like it feels so much more permanent, I guess, to have all the grass and the bushes around on him. Like it feels more ancient in a way. So much like going on, and it just feels so alive in there, and it almost feels like natural Minecraft. It feels more like a biome that might be generated on a modded world, but not quite. Because you never see the green concrete or terracotta naturally in vanilla Minecraft, which I think is kind of unfortunate. It breaks up the ground from the monotonous grass or moss, and I think it's so nice. It's just so green and alive. Anyway, so let's see. I believe I'm gonna record a clip after this one. That's gonna be put at the start of the video, talking about like things that I'm gonna address in future videos. For instance, like how we're gonna be going about future videos, because this one took way longer than I thought. And well, you probably have already seen that clip, haven't you? So I guess I'm gonna just end off the video here. And if I shouldn't miss anything, because it should be future me talking about it, so you can hear it from past me. It's just a whole bunch of meta. So if you guys have enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other videos in the series. Hopefully we'll be getting more soon, as well as doing some streams. And I hope to see you guys in future episodes. In any case, I will catch you guys later. Bye. so we're back for one final little clip, and I realized while I was recording the montage that I forgot to do the middle island. So I put in the grass, the ferns, and the flowers. I didn't want to put any bushes on this island because it was just so small. Yeah, so one final note that I will say, because I didn't want to have to deal with any like moss explosions and the azalea bushes, I just didn't bother doing the bone meal. So I had to place every single one of these flowers and grass and ferns you see, all placed by hand. So, yes. Anyway, so I will catch you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my other videos in the series. Anyway, bye.